Tokyo 2020. The Indian men and women's hockey teams have made it to the Olympic bronze medal matches. Victory would mean the nation's first Olympic medal in the sport for 40 years. A sport that many Indians consider to be their national game.
Hockey was instrumental in giving or building that national identity that India is a nation whose time has come.
For half a century, the Indian hockey team medalled at every Olympic Games. An unrivaled achievement. At a time when India was fighting for independence and finding its way as a free country, the hockey team became a symbol of national pride, independence and unity.
Casteist divisions, religious divisions, all of this is of no consequence. Hockey is part of India's DNA.
In their staggering Olympic run, they faced off against Hitler's Germany, their colonial rulers Great Britain, and their former teammates turned competitors, Pakistan, all with explosive results.
The focus was on winning the gold at all costs.
It was very difficult for the Indians to fight the British. In what way do you do that? Sport became one of the fundamental pillars.
This is the story of a sports team that united a nation. A celebration of unimaginable determination in the face of adversity. And a 40-year dream of reuniting under the tricolours of India on the Olympic podium. This is the story of India's game.
Sports was a way of life for the British, and from the British, the Indians took it up.
I think it's fair to say that the Indians took to hockey very naturally. Very soon they were producing skills that were just not possible.
They were playing different kind of artistic games, which was not known to the rest of the world. Some kind of cocktail that has become invincible combination.
Around that time, of course, you have people rising up against the British rule in different forms. And it is in this sort of volatile situation that Indian hockey starts doing really well in the Olympic Games.
Just 2 years after their first international match, the Indian national team won gold at the 1928 Olympics, India's first.
First ever gold medal, colonial India. 1 year later, Mahatma Gandhi launches the civil disobedience movement. This was India's assertion at the world stage.
From this electrifying team, a new Indian icon emerged, also leading the nation with his stick.
Johnson is the first sporting hero the India has ever known.
He was a Lance Naik in the Indian Army, did not have money, very humble background. Put him on the hockey pitch, magic.
Dhyan Chand to hockey is what Pele is to football. Indians love to hero worship their players, but Dhyan Chand was actually hero worshipped across the world.
Dhyan Chand and his team went on to win the 1932 Olympics with ease. India were taking the hockey world by storm. But 4 years later, a new threat emerged.
Ich verkünde die Spiele von Berlin.
This is 1936 Germany playing at home. And this is not any other Germany that we are talking about. This is Hitler's Germany.
36 is in front of Hitler. Can India do it? Not simply because it was in front of Hitler, but a lot of European teams had made progress. And here comes a colony trying to prove itself again at the world stage.
Adolf Hitler, he emphasized the importance of European countries, that is the white countries, to go outside countries and colonize, and take the example of England.
India was the second nation after the US that did not do the Hitler salute. They did not. And all hell broke loose, saying, now what? You've gone to Germany, Europeans have caught up. Now if you lose to Adolf Hitler, what happens to Indian hockey? Dhyan Chand was under pressure for the first time in his life.
The final of the Olympic hockey. The wonderful Indian team in the white shorts are playing Germany. India score. India 8, Germany 1.
To beat Germany 8-1, to win that final. A report came out in a German newspaper where they said, these fellows have black magic in their sticks. There was a Sikh player, they said they're doing black magic and inside the turban they've got some black magic. Unreal. What was going on was unreal.
The significance of 1936 Berlin Olympic success is huge. It made a huge impact in terms of the collective consciousness of the society.
Skill-wise, they were good at it. They were playing bare feet, which was the marker of masculinity for them. They were able to take on the colonial state, make a point, think from a nationalist standpoint what this victory meant to us.
India had secured their third Olympic gold. But all were won under the Union Jack, to the sound of the British national anthem. The dream of winning gold for independent India was yet to be fulfilled. On August 15th, 1947, India gained independence from Britain, nearly 200 years after they took power.
I don't think there is any achievement greater than achieving our independence.
It was a cause for celebration. But it was not very clear till the last moment that the British would actually leave, exactly when, how. It was not very clear till pretty late that there would be partition.
One of the most ethnically diverse nations in the world had been spontaneously split in two. Chaos and violence ensued as 15 million refugees scrambled to be on the right side of the new borders. Five months later, Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated. India needed a symbol of hope.
This is the first time that India get to meet the rulers on the world stage in the Olympic Games. There was a great deal of anxiety.
The focus was on winning the gold at all costs. Post-independence, give the nation a medal to cherish.
The odds were severely stacked against the Indians. There were potholes all over the pitch. The grass was not short. Add to all that, it was a very, very wet day. British players were quite used to playing in rain on heavy pitches, and the Indians were not.
Wembley and the hockey final between Great Britain and India. Go. The second half and two further goals added up to the final score. India 4, Great Britain 0.
Every nation needs a defining moment.
It was one of the finest moments for India to beat England in their country.
It was a moment of rejoice for whole of India.
The country that has ruled us, and we have beaten them on their own soil. This gave the country certainly a boost.
48, to go there and to win in England, those were our heroes.
The afterglow of that victory, it brings you together as one nation. Hockey was instrumental in giving or building that national identity that India is a nation whose time has come.
Nobody was in doubt about the special performance and the special achievement of the 1948 team. After 4 goals, even the spectators, who were mostly British, were shouting, "Make it 6."
To win the gold medal in those circumstances must have been something very, very special for those Indian players. Within months of partition having taken place and India having gained true independence. I mean, all of those emotions must have been quite overwhelming.
All the members of the 1948 team have talked about the special thrill that they felt when the tricolour went up.
I remembered my father's words. He was like a small child when he explained about 1948 Olympics. He said after we won, national anthem was played and our national flag went up. He said, for the time being, I had a feeling that I am rising up with the flag. He lived for the 5-letter word that is India.
After the misery of partition, India was finding its way as an independent nation, united behind their world-beating hockey team. India won their 5th Olympic gold at the 1952 Olympics. They were proving to be unstoppable. But by the late 50s, neighbouring Pakistan had caught up, and one of the greatest rivalries in sport was born.
Indian hockey would not be the same without Pakistani hockey. 56 was the first of 3 India-Pakistan Olympic finals.
India won 1-0, but it was lucky. Sooner than later, we might lose. So there was that apprehension in the media.
It is the nature of any sport that one team cannot go on dominating the world stage forever.
60, we came back with a silver.
India had lost to Pakistan in 1960. Now we had to snatch it from Pakistan.
56 India, 60 Pakistan, 64 India again. It was crazy.
But this all-consuming winner-takes-all battle took its toll. And both teams failed to realise that the rest of the hockey world was catching up.
That is something that India and Pakistan both probably missed, which is why it came as a surprise when other teams started winning.
In what would prove to be their last major final on the world stage, the stakes were higher than ever.
You had to win that hockey gold because it was about national pride. It was about who you are.
That particular contest was absolutely electrifying. It was a much, much needed feat.
India won gold again at the 1980 Moscow Olympics, cementing their place in the history books. 8 Olympic and 1 World Cup gold across 5 decades of awe-inspiring hockey. But the game was changing beyond recognition. The introduction of artificial pitches and more defensive tactics, alongside India's newfound love of cricket, saw Indian hockey fall off the world stage.
The money got sucked into cricket. The story became India is a cricket-dominant country. The parallel narrative of cricket going up, hockey going down.
In 2008, the decline of Indian hockey hit rock bottom when the men's team failed to qualify for their first Olympics in 80 years. It proved to be the catalyst for change. In the state of Odisha, known as the cradle of hockey, Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik, son of daredevil freedom fighter and former Chief Minister Vijay Patnaik, made a historic decision. He invested in new stadiums, academies, and pledged to sponsor the national teams until 2033.
This is a great game. This has a historic link with the country. So Odisha became the first state to support a national team in any game at any point of time in history.
Turning point was when the Odisha government supported hockey, and from there we will keep moving forward, and they gave us the best facility ever.
International coaches with progressive tactics and training methods were embraced for the men's and the previously overlooked women's team. While new regional facilities and training camps were set up at grassroots level. A new generation of players were picking up a hockey stick. Men and women as diverse as the country they represented.
We all come from different religion, different culture, different backgrounds. But when we come here, we only have one thing in our mind, that we are playing for the country and we are playing for that flag.
At the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, the men and women's teams fought their way through the group stages into the knockout rounds and reached the bronze medal matches. For both teams, it was a chance to win India's first Olympic hockey medal in 41 years.
In first 5 minutes, they scored goals. The score was 3-1. And against Germany, scoring a goal is really difficult.
3-1 Germany. 3-1 Germany. And we were like, 41 years of struggle continues for another 4. Nothing's going to change. Manpreet calls the players, and there was a huddle, I think, for about a brief 10-15 seconds. The next 8 minutes were gold.
We come to 3-2, 3-all, 4-3, 5-3.
They scored, we scored, they scored, we scored. Again, we took the lead.
How the hell can this happen? And Germany got a penalty corner with 6 seconds to go.
You can't believe this is how the Bollywood movies are like. So they will keep the excitement for the climax.
Guys, we're not gonna let this ball go inside the goal. And if it hits me here, let it be. It can get healed. But if one ball go in, we will regret that.
I was telling the players, okay, this is what we are going to do. This is your duty. This is your duty. And I was like, okay, what is my duty now? Okay, just save that ball.
Great save. India have done it. India have won it.
When I saved it, when I touched it, I found it like, that is a perfect touch. And I was like, okay, we done it. This is like a mother gave birth to a kid, because you are having that pressure from such a long time, and now you are having something in your hand. You can say the world that, okay, I'm a medalist, I'm an Olympic medalist.
I mean, it was such a joy that Indian hockey team was coming back with a medal. It was coming after, 41 years.
The men's hockey team had made it back onto the Olympic podium. Could the women's team possibly join them?
और ओलंपिक्स खेलना एक बहुत बड़ा सबका ही सपना रहता है, तो ऐसे लग रहा था मन में कि हमें चाहिए मेडल, ऐसे वापस नहीं जा सकते हैं.
The girls were like, we can play them, and that confidence was amazing to see. They finally had belief that we can actually do things.
Great Britain have scored. It's a wonderful, wonderful goal.
Every team can play hockey, It's all about which team can handle the pressure well, which team have the right mindset to do things under pressure.
Gurjit this time, and she scores! Finds the seam and finds the net.
That's the mindset, I think, that the Indian girls all have. Doesn't matter if you beat them down, they'll get back up again. You beat them down, they'll get back up again, because they want to.
Another shot, and this time, Great Britain level things up.
We have to defend hard, and you can play those games many times, and maybe you don't win.
Okay, give it best, and then we will see what will happen.
Bolston, and she scores.
I think that time we was so breakdown after that last match. We were so upset and everyone is feeling very low.
When the girls came forth, Rani Rampal and the whole team comes. I looked at her, she looked at me, and she was crying, I was crying. And we cried, and all I told her was, you may have lost the medal, you won 1 billion hearts.
This fourth place, believe me, it was as good as gold because it made the Indian fans realize that women hockey players are not lagging in effort with the men. India kept pace with world hockey.
People said to us, we know how much you work for that medal, but you won our heart, and we got that respect.
Rani Rampal and Savita Punia are representatives of a new India, an India that dares to dream what someone can underprivileged do and achieve through hockey.
Kids started to feel like, yes, if I play hockey, I can play in Olympics. If I play in Olympics, I can win a medal for our country. So we brought that hope back to India.
India's contribution to the game of hockey has been immense.
However much we say cricket, hockey is our national sport. It gave India its identity.
It is synonymous with India. Let's understand that. Let's accept it. That no other game has given to India name and fame which hockey has given from 1928.
People of India have bought into their minds that hockey is the national game. It has a very special place, an emotional place in every Indian's heart.
For a country to win 6 straight Olympic hockey gold medals, you cannot ever take that away.
The question is not whether hockey is the national sport of India, but the question is whether we are ready to make hockey the national sport of India.
On the august occasion of 75 years of India's independence, we dedicate this film to all freedom fighters who fought for the dream of independent India and to all those hockey players who won Olympic golds, bringing glory to India when India was just an idea. This film is a tribute to the spirit of hockey and Indian nationalism.